Back to Medicine Made Easy with me, Kavit Tandal. Now we will be discussing on RMNCS plus A. This is part 5. If you have not watched the part 1 to 4, the video link is in the description. You can check it out and you can join in our Instagram page wherein the links is in the description. You can check it out. I'll be posting the notes for the same and regular updates will be there in the Instagram. If you have not subscribed to our channel, do subscribe for more interesting videos like this and as well press the bell icon so that you will receive regular video updates. If you have not watched the part 2, you must have to watch because that is the most important core part of the RMNCH plus A strategy. Please do watch that video. Must before exams also. So without further delay, let us start our discussion on care during pregnancy and childbirth. So basically what is happening, that is continuum of care, which is the strongest element of key intervention of RMNCH plus A. A pregnant woman is going to get care from the community level to the facility level. So basically now she is in labor and she's a term, she is in labor. She calls to the for help, for the health care, and there is a referral transport system which is present under this RMNCH plus A. So by this referral transport system, she is picked by next half an hour. So she calls by next half an hour itself, she is picked up by the transport system. It is reaching to the facility center by next half an hour. Half an hour the call, she is picked up. Half an hour after the call, after she is picked up, she is reaching the hospital. Now in the hospital, in the facility healthcare level, what is present is there are skilled birth attendants, that is basically 24/7 PHC or first referral unit. This skilled birth attendance which is present in the 24/7 PHC or first referral unit is called as delivery point. So here in the delivery point is basically classified into three types, L1, L2 and L3. This delivery point is to be strengthened for comprehensive RMNCH services, which is to be noted. What is this L1, L2, L3? L1 means the place, that is the delivery point where minimum 3 normal deliveries is conducted per month. L2 is minimum 10 deliveries with managing the complications of delivery per month. L3 is minimum 20 to 50 deliveries per month and plus C-section also. If you are confused, just simply remember it is 5 minus 2 is 3. So 50 minus 20 like that. So 20 to 50 deliveries minimum are being done at L3 with C-section. Now, what is the long-term goal for this delivery point by this RMNCH plus A strategy is to establish and operationalize the comprehensive and basic obstetric care, that is emergency and basic obstetric care as per expected delivery load in the state and district. This is a long-term goal. Now, what is the key intervention, the high priority intervention? Simple. See, it is what the continuum of care for care during delivery, and that is pregnancy and childbirth. Yeah. So the intervention would be one, delivery of antenatal care and tracking the high risk pregnancy. Then implementation of preconceptional and prenatal diagnostic technique act. Next is for to have a skilled and emergency obstetric care and as well emergency newborn care also, immediate essential newborn care. Postpartum care for mother and newborn, postpartum IUCD or sterilization, which is given for women. This is all about the care during pregnancy and childbirth. All of these are actually discussed in the continuum of care also. This is the repetitive point. Now coming to newborn and child care, this is also discussed in the continuum of care, that is the part 3 video, which we are not going to discuss in detail. Remember the newborn care, sick newborn is addressed, IMNCI care under IMNCI, nutrition, immunization and RBS care. This is RBS care is discussed in part 2, that is 5 into 5 matrix. You can check it out also. So with that we are continuing the next, that is care through reproductive years. Remember reproductive years, the important strategy that is launched now recently is family planning program. And this family planning program, what is done is that is population stabilization and it is to decrease the maternal mortality rate, infant mortality rate and under 5 mortality rate. So by this family planning program, this is to be achieved. What are the interventions? One, there should be community-based promotion and delivery of contraception. Number one. Number two, there is a promotion of spacing methods by interval IUCD. Sterilization services, that is vasectomies and tubectomies. Comprehensive abortion care includes MTP Act also. Prevention and management of sexually transmitted infection and reproductive infections. These are all the key intervention, the priority interventions in the care of reproductive years. Next, after the launch of Janani Suraksha Yojana and Janani Sisu Suraksha Karyakram, there is a high case load in primary and tertiary healthcare facilities. Okay, so that means what? There is more newborn. That there should be no more newborn and maternal care to be noted. For that, there is an MCH wing which is set up in the tertiary and secondary healthcare facility with adequate bed. That is 30 or 50 or 100 beds are being provided for quality postnatal care to mother. What does this new MCH wing unit has? It has an antenatal waiting room, labor wing, essential newborn care room, special newborn care unit, operation theatre, blood storage unit, postnatal ward, and academic wing. Yes. So this is for the antenatal mother. So this is for the child, relating to child. Any operational theatre and blood storage units are being present here, and then for postnatal ward, academic, which is all present in the new MCH wing unit. Now we are doing all the services, but how do we know the services are actually correctly done, or it is all benefited by everyone for the target population or not? That is the place where we have a monitor, that is to monitor the progress and increase the transparency of the strategy. RMCH plays a strategy, right? That is called scorecard. Basically, the scorecard are two types. One is health management information scorecard. I mean, the health management information system. This is actually based on dashboard monitoring system. Okay, this is one. Other is survey scorecard. First, we'll discuss about HMIS. The indicators for HMIS are actually chosen by life cycle approach. There's something called reference point. What is this reference point? Is the all India average for each indicator. For each indicator, the all India average is called as reference point. There's something called national average. Based on this national average, what we get, the states are classified into four groups. One, if at all the state is doing a poor or less, that means that state will have a negative score. If at all a state is doing well, that states will have positive scores. This is under HMIS. Now every state, no, there will be four. Every state is given as four categories. That is we know. All individual scores for each state is consolidated as state score. Like if in one state there are many indicators, right? So all of these indicators scores, individual scores, are consolidated as state scores. And this is if you see this diagram in park, so this is all about the choice of indicators for dashboard which is given in park. We are not going to concentrate on that. Now coming to this point, these are all the steps that underway to include the proportions. Basically, it is simple. One is relating to registration of ANC. Next to home-based newborn care. Next, it is speaking about the full immunization. Diarrhea. See, under diarrhea, diarrhea treated with ORS, diarrhea treated with ORS and zinc. Then a special newborn care unit and ARI. We know this one is ANC, then child is born, then it is growing, so immunization. Next, the growing child will have diarrhea, that is ADD and ARI, and then for newborn it is SNCU. So remember this and write. These are all the steps underway to include proportions under HMIS. Now, having completed HMIS, we'll go to survey score card. The survey scorecard has 19 survey-based outcome. Basically, the coverage indicators related to health, nutrition, and sanitation are three. These are the indicators for survey-based scorecard. Basically, the indicators would be the mortality, fertility, nutrition, gender, cross-cutting, diarrhea, pneumonia, and service delivery. Of these, mortality, fertility, and nutrition are taken as one, and the rest all indicators are taken as other for classifying the states. So basically, this mortality, fertility, and nutrition If at all a state is having less than 20% of national average, it is given a color code of green. 20 below and above the national average, it is yellow, and more than 20, it is red color is given for the state. But it is exactly opposite for the next rest of the indicators. If it is green color, it means more than 20% of national average, and it is 20 the same below or above the national average. Red, it means less than 20% of national average. The state is classified based on this survey based scorecard. This is all updated every 1 or 2 years. So to concise today's video, which is very elaborate, we have spoken about the care during delivery and pregnancy and childbirth, newborn and child care, care during reproductive years, which is all discussed in the continuum of care in part 3 only. That is all repeated again. And JSY, after JSY and JSSK launched, there is an MCH wing unit that we have seen. Next is to know the progress and the transparency of the program. We have scorecard. Therein we have the health management information system and survey scorecard. This there are different scores, that is state score for here and also the survey based score here, where in which we are classifying the states based upon the color coding green, yellow and red. With this we have completed the RMNCH plus A program. Hope you like these videos. You can share this video to your friends so that we will learn easily for the exams, and we will meet in the next video with a new topic. Till then, stay tuned. Bye bye.